What's up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for P-Vally. You guys, this is the season finale of season 2. Can't believe we're here, but hey, you guys, we are here. This is season 2, episode 10. The episode is titled Mississippi Rule, you guys. So, before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't subscribed to the channel, then I need you guys to do me that solid favor and please stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know you can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss P-Vally, shall we? Down in the valley where the girls get naked. If you throwing bands, then you know she gon' shake it. 1, 2, break 'em. 3, 4, break 'em. These niggas grind hard, but these bitches grind harder. Climbing up the pole just to get out the bottle. But the crowd below, stay ready for the show. The pimps, the dough, don't let it take your soul. We make ballin' on the sky look easy. Look at my bitches gangster walking on the ceiling. Green on the floor, money talk, can you hear me? The word is so addicting, the dreams is expensive, keep spending. Okay, you guys, that's as much as I can give you guys, because after that part, it becomes a tongue twister. So, but I do know the entire, I do know the theme song, you guys. But hey, let's go ahead and get into it. So, we picked this episode up with Autumn and with Andre, right? Now you guys remember in last week's episode, Andre and Autumn went back to the campaign room to, you know, get it on and popping, right? And his wife Brittany was there. So we see Andre and Brittany arguing, and Autumn, she just sitting over there looking. One minute she's smiling, the next minute she's just looking. So eventually we got, it was audio. We didn't have any audio at the time. So, you know, then we hear them talking. She's like, you left me for this light bright. And she's like, hey, watch it with the light bright. She's like, shut up before I snatch that lace front off your head. So at one point, Andre asks, she says, Haley, can you step outside? So then she's like, oh, so that's Haley. She said, where did we go wrong in our marriage? She says, maybe it was when we got married. Could have been when we first met. She says, you could have told me about your father. And he says, would you have married me if I had told you about my father? So she didn't answer the question, right? So then he talks about her and Dante, and basically in a nutshell, he was like, girl, go be with Dante. I don't want to be with you anymore. I'm in love with another woman. She's like, wait a minute, you telling me you want a divorce? I was like, girl, that's what it sounds like. So then Corbin's old drunk ass came in there, right? So Corbin came in there and he was talking to, you know, him talking about, you know, Andre had been leading the polls all day, right? So, you know, this is so funny when you think about that, right? Because in 2020, y'all know the big lie is that you know who was leading in the polls, but then overnight, he just, you know, those votes miraculously came in and our president, Joe Biden, became, you know, those false votes that he kept alleging. I was like, it's kind of interesting how they wrote this. So they're telling him that, you know, the people are outside, so he's going to get ready to go outside and give his, you know, his acceptance speech. Child, it really wasn't no acceptance speech for Andre to give. Andre went outside where that crowd was. We see him with his phone up to his ear, and it's Autumn. And what did Autumn say to him? She was like, what did she say to him? I want to get it correct, you guys. She said, keep your head up, King. I was like, okay. Then we see on the other side, we see as Wayne Kyle is talking to Patrice Woodbine, right? And when we see it, you would think that Wayne was talking to, you know, you'd think that he was talking to Andre about being the mayor, but nope, he was not. He was talking to Patrice Woodbine because guess who is the new interim mayor of Chucalissa, Mississippi? That's right, you guys. It is Pastor Patrice Woodbine, which she says now call her Mayor Bishop. Raggedy bitch. You know, it's so interesting how they wrote her this season, because you guys remember season 1, we all hated Patrice Woodbine after what she did to Mercedes, right? But season 2, they've come in and they've given Patrice a new lease on, they've given Patrice a new outlook. And I like it, right? I will say I like it. So, on top of the fact that Patrice Woodbine is the new mayor of Chucalissa, guess what else happened? The referendum passed. So guess what? The casino is coming to Chucalissa. Mercedes is watching, and Patrice is talking about, she's gonna get rid of the vice in Chuckalisa, and Mercedes is like, bitch, you are the vice. So, and then she says, this bitch stays, when she said call her mayor bitch, she said, this bitch stay doing the most. So then there was a knock at the door, and it was a FedEx package from Mercedes. I'm gonna include Mercedes in this as well, since I was already talking about her. So Mercedes went to the door, and because Black and Mild was barking, and she opened it, and it was, like I said, the FedEx box was there. So when she opened up the FedEx box, it was a like how you get like album cover posters to put on your wall. Well, it was the Mercedes Experience from Farrah, and then she called Farrah up. Now, Katori, why did y'all put that ratty ass wig on Farrah? That wig is horrendous. It's ugly as fuck. So Farrah also paid Mercedes $30,000. I was like, well, look at that. You give a little puss, and you get a lot of money back from it. Honestly, you guys, I can see a budding relationship between those two going into season 3. I could definitely 100% see a budding relationship with them. So this next scene with Patrice, you guys, that help went down there to the office, the mayor's office, right? So she was walking around with her gloves on. She sat in the seat, and she flipped back. I cracked up laughing when that bitch fell back. I was like, God don't like ugly, Patrice. God don't like ugly. Which I actually kind of got ahead of myself, but I have to talk about that. So, or did I get ahead of myself? No, I didn't get ahead of myself. So Mercedes, you guys. So Mercedes was at her dance studio, right? So I'm assuming that Mercedes took that $30K that Farrah gave her and got her building caught up. So she's in a studio, and there's a dance pole in there, right? So she's dancing, and she's in the mirror, and she's also hanging up the pictures of her, right? So she looks in the mirror, and then there's Patrice Woodbine in there, and she's like, what the hell are you doing here? And then Patrice's like, I thought this was a studio for young girls. She's like, yeah, she says, yeah, I thought about that, and I want to turn it into a studio for old ass women like you. I saw you on Main Street trying to, dance on the pole. Maybe I can help you out. So they talk. So then Patrice tells Mercedes that Shell called, the Tabernacle hotline, right? And she's like, she called a hotline. She's like, yeah, I guess, Shell has just finally come to the realization that she needs to get some help. So she called up the hotline. She got, she got someone to pray with her, which was Patrice. And she also told Patrice that she's gonna, get her life together, and she's gonna go to rehab. And she asked for, Patrice to look after Terrica while she is in rehab. So Patrice is like, I already raised my child, so there you go. I'm leaving your child with you. And I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I wasn't expecting. I was like, my heart is softening and melting towards Patrice Woodbine's raggedy ass. Y'all, if somebody told me at the end of season 1 that coming into season 2 that I wouldn't have so much hatred towards Patrice as I did in season 1, I'd be like, use a lie. Because coming into season 2, y'all remember the first episode I said it's always and forever gonna be fuck Patrice Woodbine, right? Well, ending season 2, I don't know if it's not fuck Patrice Woodbine no more, right? For me, it's not fuck Patrice Woodbine. Now, there are two people who, there's one person that still has the big fuck you, and then there's another person that's getting a fuck you. And we're going to talk about that big bone bitch in a little bit. We're going to talk about that big bone bitch. Oh, big bone. Big bone, big bone, big bone, you bitch. You raggedy ass bitch. Oh, big bone. Getting ahead of myself. You guys. So, after that, we see Mercedes. So she got home, right? And she was talking. She saw Maine outside, right? So she says, "Hey, Terrica, come here. I want you to meet someone." So she says, "Hey, Maine, this is my daughter, Terrica." And he says, he speaks to her. So then Terrica was smitten, right? She said, "Girl, get your ass in the goddamn house. Get that stuff and get in the house." So Mercedes asked Maine how was her performance the night before. I'm gonna talk about Mercedes' performance in just a little bit, so give me a second and we'll talk about it. So she performed a murder, and he tells her, like, you picked the wrong side. You was on that stage, it was already. She's like, I only got one side, and that is the pink. So then Maine says, and these are Maine's words and not JB's words. Maine says that she needs to tell that faggot ass nigga to watch his back. So don't talk about Uncle Clifford like that. He said, that ain't the faggot I'm talking about. And she looked and she was like, okay, all right. So since I included Mercedes because she, with Patrice and all that stuff. So we move over to Andre, right? So Andre, he conceded to the race, to Patrice being the mayor of Chucalissa. And we see him and Brittany, they're outside of the house. And then he tells the people of Chucalissa that he is going to be staying put in Chucalissa and that he is going to be opening up a law practice there, right? So then we see a bunch of women. They have brought food to the house. And we see one woman in particular, Autumn. She brought some cigars to him, right? So she asked him, so you're staying in Chucalissa? He says, yes. She says, what about your wife? He says, who knows? She might stay, she might not stay. So then he asks her about Promised Land because I remember, you guys, the referendum passed. So I told you guys last week, Autumn was going to end up looking like a dumb bitch. And that's exactly what happened to her. She looks like a dumb bitch. So she thinks that Promised Land will give her exactly what she wants. So as Autumn was leaving, Autumn called up Georgia, right? And she says, I wanted 10 million, but now I want to up that to 15 million. And Georgia says, look here, little bitch. I offered you 5 million at that salon. Your dumb ass should have took it, but you didn't take it. She says, I don't need the pink no more. And she's like, that's the only waterfront property here. She says, no. And you guys remember, this kept coming up with grandmother Ernestine. If you can't get to the water, bring the water to you. So then we see on the front page of the paper that they are building the waterfront property, building the casino on the Corbin Kyle Canal. Baby, when Autumn found that shit out, she was pissed. And she hightailed her over to the pint to go off on Uncle Clifford, calling her an idiot and all kind of stuff. I'm like, I beg to differ, bitch. She's actually quite smart. You got played, girlfriend. Like, you literally got played. So I was here for it, you guys. So Uncle Clifford, she presented Autumn with the check for $250,000. And Autumn was like, this is a check that Corbin signed over to you. And she says, and now I'm signing it over to you. You saved the pint last year. Well, here's your money back, bitch. And she was like, you are an idiot. Those white people, this and this and that. We could have split the money. And Uncle Clifford was like, where would I be? Exactly, Autumn. This is her family legacy. Like, I know we all say that Uncle Clifford, she's terrible with money. And I get that, right? But in this particular moment, Uncle Clifford, despite the fact that they kept saying, take out the bitch, I'm glad Uncle Clifford went this route, that what she did, you guys. So that's that with that. We'll come back to Uncle Clifford and Autumn a little bit later in the review. But let's pause here, you guys, and let's move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, let's talk about Keyshawn real quick. So now I will say I was a slight bit confused when I saw Keyshawn. So when we first saw Keyshawn, she was she was at a car. Now I couldn't remember whose car is that she was at. But when she opened up the car, it had money in it. It had a lot of stuff in it. And I'm like, girl, get your money, get your shit, go. Don't stay here. Just don't go. G-O. So after that, we see her, and she went to actually before that, we saw her, she met up with Lil Murder, right? So Murder gave her the money that he owed her. And, she told him she was leaving. She says, can you keep my secret? Murder's like, I got you. She says, and I got you too. The one thing I will say about this, I love the relationship between Murder and Mississippi. I like their relationship that they, it's familial. It's like brother and sister. It's brother and sister vibes, right? I got your back, you got my back. I love to see that side of their relationship. So she gets in the car and she leaves. Now you guys remember, she told us and she said to Autumn that she left her kids with her sister, right? So we see her as she went to the house to get her kids, and we see her stepmother comes to the door, and then we see Alicia come down the stairs, and the look on Alicia's face, I was like, bitch, what did you do? I was like, girl, what happened? What's going on? Like, somebody say something. Then the stepmother opened up her motherfucking mouth. I was like, you dumb bitch. This bitch called up Derek. I was like, I know you fucking lying. And then with the look on Keyshawn's face, it just fell to the floor. I was like, girl, I feel you. So Keyshawn, she went home. Derek has the kids. She's like, Derek, I know what you're thinking, and it's not that. Whoo. Oh, Derek, you little bitch. Oh, Derek is going to get what is coming to him. Baby, if I could have jumped through my TV screen and whooped Derek's ass my damn self, I would have done it. Like, I would have beat the brakes off of Derek's little raggedy bitch ass. So Derek, and I knew that I was wondering about this earlier in the season when this happened. So you guys remember that episode when Keyshawn returned back from the Dirty Dozen tour right after Rome was unlived, right? You guys remember that episode. And you guys remember she found a bruise on Jaden's back and she took him to the hospital. And I found that scene then quite confusing. The fact that she goes to the hospital, but no one, I mean, you can clearly see that this baby has a bruise on him and nobody called CPS at that time. So I was kind of confused about that. I mean, and if you look at, I mean, come on now. Who in the hell is going to believe that Keyshawn is beating her baby like that? I mean, yes, she's bigger than the baby, but those bruises are, I mean, those are bruises like where he's been punched. That is from a man, not a woman. Those are from a man. So I'm assuming this little bitch Derek has turned Keyshawn into CPS, because then this bitch comes out talking about, are you the one that took him to the hospital? She was like, yeah. And she said that they said that this was kind of normal. So then Derek's little raggedy motherfucking ass gonna sit here and talk about, well, this stuff started happening after you came back from the tour. She was like, you did this, you motherfucker. Baby, when she went and punched on Derek something, I was like, girl, that's what you should have been doing. Oh, this is gonna come back to bite Keyshawn in the ass. Maybe not, right? Maybe not, because the girl's at the Pank, but oh God, it's probably gonna bite her in the ass. The more I think about it, it's not gonna be a good look for her, because even if the girls at the Pank say that they saw her beat up and bruised, right, it's not gonna help her, because let's just be real, you guys. Nobody's gonna take the word over a white boy like Derek and black strippers. They're gonna be like, oh, y'all some lying old nigga bitches. So, damn it. And then the cop arrested her. You just see Derek ugly ass up with that smug ass smile on his face. I'm like, you bitch. I just want to take Derek. So we got to look at this pasty face bitch in season 3. That is the one person that got the proverbial fuck you. Ooh, Derek, you little Derek. Whew. Now, Keyshawn, you should have. Now, I'm pretty sure now you wish that you had let Diamond unlive that. I was about to say something rude. That white boy. I was about to call him something else. I bet you now Keyshawn wishes she had let that Diamond just just release him from this earth. Ooh, we gotta look at that bitch in season 3, which I know we haven't got renewed for a season 3, you guys. Cause I saw Nico, Nico Anand, who plays Uncle Clifford. I know he said last week or whenever I saw this tweet, like to go on to like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that, and leave your comments and leave your reviews of the show. So yeah, you guys, on top of me doing my review, I want you guys just to tweet about the show. Go to all the places. Go look at Nico's tweet. I can't remember. Like I said, I saw it on Twitter. If you guys go look at Nico's tweet, follow what Nico says, so that way we can secure ourselves a season 3, because that is, I mean, that's weird. That is weird that we still don't have a season 3, and this is the finale. You know, we always talk about 50 Cent and how he is when it comes to his shows not getting renewed, but it is quite interesting when you do think about it. Like that show with Courtney Cox on it. That show got renewed, what, 2 episodes in? And that show premiered just before P-Valley or around the same time as P-Valley. So I got my side on you, Showtime. No, not Showtime, Starz. I got my eyes on you, Starz, because I just thought about I had been thinking about that, about the fact that show with Courtney Cox had gotten renewed and it was only 1 or 2 episodes in. But P-Valley, which is a really good show, we are at the season finale, 10 episodes in now, and no season 3 renewal yet. What's up? What's up with that? But you guys, I'm gonna pause here and we're gonna go ahead and move forward, and this is actually gonna be another review, but it's gonna be lengthy. All right, you guys, so let's talk about Mercedes. So remember, I told you guys that Maine said that Mercedes had picked a side, right? Well, we saw Mercedes, so we saw DJ Neverskia. He was hyping the crowd up, right? And then we see Lil Murda in the back, and he looked at the mirror and he was gonna hook his grill out. I was like, oh, okay, so we getting LaMarcus today. Okay, that's what's up. We getting LaMarcus. So he goes out on the stage, and then when he gets on the stage, you know, the beat is playing, and he tell Neverskia, cut the beat, man. So he started hitting the freestyle, right? I need to go look on Apple, on my iTunes, to see if because I know that the season 2 soundtrack is available, but it only had the song from the first 2 episodes. I need to see if the full album is there, full, you know, song is there now. Because that song that he played, that he performed, 7 Pounds, that shit was good. And then when he was performing 7 Pounds, I was like, and you see Maine in the audience, I was like, is he talking to Maine? Because I was like, ooh, Jesus. I was like, are we discussing Maine? Because Maine was just in there looking. I was like, I don't know if this is a good thing, but I was like, something bad is about to happen. Something bad is about to happen. So Mercedes came out on the stage, and baby, Mercedes did the motherfucking thing. I was like, girl, you fucked that stage up. Fuck it up, 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 girl. She fucked it up. So then after the performance, let me pause. Let me because I just realized that the TV is. Right, you guys. So after the performance, Murder and Mercedes went back to the dressing room. Uncle Clifford, she was back there crying, and they asked her like, what's wrong? And she was like, my grandmother, she didn't drink the water. And Mercedes was like, what the fuck that mean? And Lil Murder says she's still with us. I was like, Grandmother Ernestine is still alive. Praise the Lord, won't he do it? Grandmother Ernestine is still among the living. So next up, we see Murder and Clifford. They in bed together, right? So Murder asked Uncle Clifford, like, how was my performance last night? This bitch, she says she can't handle being jacked off after having her cakes. Murder's like, that's not what I'm talking about. He's talking about his stage performance. And she was telling him some things that he could do, right? He says, oh, so I got to switch up a lot before the tour. So Uncle Clifford, she was like, so you are going to go on a tour with Tina Snow, right? And so they had this conversation with each other. And at first I was like, what is Uncle Clifford saying? But then I finally put 2 and 2 together what Uncle Clifford was saying. And I get it. I get where Uncle Clifford was coming from. I think her choice of words was terrible, but I got where she was coming from. Lil Murder is a young guy. He wants to be a rapper. He has his hit song with, Tina Snow. Speaking of Tina Snow, have you guys listened to Megan Thee Stallion's new album? It's good. My top song that I'm listening to right now that is on repeat is that song that she has with Big Lotto. That song is fire. The song with Lotto. I forget what the name of it is. Big Budget or something like that. Budget. That's the name of the song. I think something like Big Budget or Budget. But yeah, if you guys haven't listened to Megan Thee Stallion's new album, it's really good. Go check it out. But yeah, so Uncle Clifford is just saying to Lil Murda that, she doesn't want to be the reason that, he puts his life on hold. He put his career on hold. She doesn't want to hold him back. And I got that. Because she doesn't want for him to get to a point in his life where he'd be like, damn, I had the potential to go on tour with Tina Snow. I had a hit record on the radio. People knew my name and whatnot, but then I chose to stay with you. So she doesn't want Lil Murda to get to the point where he would regret not doing that. But ultimately, that should be Lil Murda's choice, not yours, Uncle Clifford. So she then says to him that with her and Lil Murda, that they only exist within the confines of this house, this room. They don't exist in the outside world because no one knows who he is. No one knows the real LaMarcus, right? So then, she was like, her grandmother is getting out of the hospital, and she said, that's all a bitch need. And he was like, okay, well, let me get my shit and get the fuck out. And I was like, see, Uncle Clifford, you shouldn't have, that was terrible choice of words. That all you need is your grandmother. You got feelings for him and he got feelings for you. It's one thing to say to him, I don't want to be a hindrance on you, right? I don't want to be the one that stops your growth. I don't want to be the one that puts a wrench into your career. I don't want to be the one that does, that keeps you from doing the things that you want to do in your career, in your life. That's one thing to say. But then to say that all you need is your grandmother, when y'all have been shacking up, as the old people say, y'all been shacking up for the last few months. Like, I was like, Uncle Clifford, come on now, sis. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that, my sister? So then, bitch, Grandmother Ernestine, she made it home. When Grandmother Ernestine got to that house, she says, it smelled like bussy in here. I hollered when that woman said it smells like bussy in here. I was like, girl, not bussy. Not bussy. Bitch, she said it smells like bussy in here. So we see Uncle Clifford goes to the door because there's a knock at the door. Who's at the door? Big L, Duffy, and the Ugandan, right? And Uncle Clifford's like, I fired y'all. So actually what happened is Grandmother Ernestine called them over because she wants to throw herself a legends ball because, a bitch was on death's door. So she wants to just live her life freely, right? And she's basically telling Uncle Clifford, like, bitch, and you just fucking up your life. So then Uncle Clifford heard her mother's voice again, right? And her mama tells her that she should be ashamed of what she said to, Lil Murda. And I was like, exactly. You damn well should be ashamed of what you said to him earlier. So then, you guys, we get to this Legends Ball, and it was popping, right? So Uncle Clifford, her song came on, and she's like, wait a minute. Who put my song on? And one of her friends was like, your son. And I was like, her son? I forget that they call Lil Murda her son. So she looks over, and she sees Lil Murda. So she goes over to him and talks to him, and he was like, I couldn't go on tour without saying goodbye to, Miss Ernestine, right? And Miss Ernestine was like, Lil Murda, is that you? So y'all know she loves her some Lil Murda. So Murda went over there and hugged her. And then, you guys, where we at? So Diamond. At one point we saw Diamond, that bitch, Big Bone. Whew, that raggedy ass bitch. Now, like I was talking about earlier with Patrice Woodbine, Katori, I don't know how you were able to do it, but girl, you were able to, redeem Patrice Woodbine. This Big Bone bitch, it ain't no redemption for that hoe. It ain't no type of redemption for that raggedy ass bitch. Now it is gonna forever and for always be fuck Big Bone. You can't even redeem Big Bone in my eyes. It ain't no redemption when it comes to Big Bone, because bitch, when you fuck with any of my people at the Pink, bitch, it's on and popping when I see your motherfucking ass. Like, we gonna square up, bitch. I'm gonna catch, two people that's gonna catch a fade from me. It's that Big Bone bitch gonna catch a fade, and it's that bitch Derek. Them motherfuckers gonna catch a fade. Whenever we go to the Pink, when we go to the Pink next year, you guys, just know, Big Bone getting the fade, and so is Derek. Them two motherfuckers catching the fade when the Pink opens up again. Them motherfuckers gonna catch a fade from me. They better be, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, because I'm gonna beat both of their asses. It's on site, ho. On mother site. Fuck you think this is? You don't fuck with nobody at the Pink. You don't fuck with Keyshawn, even though she messed up last year with Derek and Diamond. You don't fuck with Keyshawn. You don't fuck with, if I say Autumn, you can fuck with her. You can fuck with Autumn. You don't fuck with Keyshawn. You don't fuck with Mercedes. You don't fuck with Uncle Clifford. You don't fuck with Murder. You don't fuck with Gidget. You can fuck with Whisper and Roulette, because them are some weird ass heifers. You can fuck with them. You don't fuck with Grandmother Ernestine. You don't fuck with Big L. You don't fuck with none of our people around this bitch, man. You just don't do it. Cause we a family, and we don't take kindly to y'all coming in trying to fuck with our peoples. Like, it's on site, bitch. On motherfucking site. And that goes for Maine too. You fuck with Murder, Maine, it's on site, nigga. It's on site, nigga. So, Diamond and the bitch Big Bone was eating, right? So Keyshawn called him, and basically she told him that the little necklace didn't work, and that I forgot what analogy she said, but whatever analogy she said, it ate it, right? She said, now the prince told me he could take care of it. Can you take care of it? He ain't say nothing, right? So then we see Uncle Clifford, and she's talking to Mercedes, and she's telling Mercedes that she was able to get the club back. And Mercedes is like, how did you get the club back? And Uncle Clifford, she's talking about, I got my bottom bitch back. And Mercedes is like, yeah, no, Uncle Clifford, you don't have your bottom bitch back, because last night that was my last dance. Oh, also I forgot to mention that Mercedes showed up to the party with Terica. So now here's the quote. I think I know who this young lady was. I think it's the woman that ain't her. The woman that was talking to Roulette in the bathroom after Roulette just took a sniff. I'm like, damn, you a cokehead? I forget that bitch is a cokehead. Roulette can go. Roulette and Whisper, oof. What is Uncle Clifford gonna do without Keyshawn and without Mercedes? Because Whisper and Roulette, I'm not coming to the Pink to see Whisper and Roulette. They're weird. They're weird. Hella weird. So, where we at? Where am I at? Oh, the girl. Is that the woman that sells the girls the floss? I think that's who that was. But she knows what Roulette is doing, and she wants in on it. Roulette was like, how do I know you right hand with Uncle Clifford? How I know you're not going to tell her what's going on? So she takes a hit of the cocaine, and she's like, I don't tell Uncle Clifford everything. I was like, well, I be damned. So this bitch finna turn the Pink into a hoe house. We don't do that here. Uncle Clifford fired Toy, but you need to fire Roulette's raggedy ass. Fire Roulette. We got to get Roulette gone. So we see Murder. So Uncle Clifford and Mercedes came out of wherever they were, right? And when they did that, Uncle Clifford and Mercedes saw Murder, and she was like, I'm gonna leave y'all two alone, right? You guys, this scene right here, I was almost in tears watching this scene. It was just, but then I was watching it and I coughed because I was about to cry, but then I started choking. I was like, what the fuck, nigga? But it was really sweet, right? So Murder, he's talking to Uncle Clifford and he's telling her like, you told me basically to go away, right? But he don't want to do that because he loves Uncle Clifford. And I was like, oh my God. We're finally getting what we want, Uncle Clifford and Murder together, right? Uncle Clifford is like, I'm half your age. What you know about love, baby? Why she say that? Because Lil Murder exposed just put it all out on the table about, Teak being his nigga and, all the things he went through. She's like, oh, so kidnapping. But then he told Uncle Clifford about, Big Teak unliving himself. Still sad. With Big Teak, when you think back to Big Teak unliving himself, I think there were a lot of things that were plaguing Big Teak. I think one of them was this relationship between him and Murder, and the fact that Murder had moved on to Uncle Clifford, and then also the things from Big Teak's childhood, right? I wish, even though, you guys know how I feel about Uncle Clifford and Lil Murder, that I ship them, right? But I do wish that for Big Teak that he felt the love from Lil Murder, and probably, but that would have been a big issue. Because even if he felt the love for Murder, then they would be in a triangle. Well, not necessarily. They necessarily wouldn't have to be in a triangle. They could be in a polyamorous relationship. But the way Teak was, I don't think Teak was going to share Murder. So much for that one. So much for that. But he told Uncle Clifford everything that happened, right? And she's like, I'm sorry for what happened to your friend. So then Big L came in there and got Uncle Clifford and told her to come back to the office, right? So Big L shows Uncle Clifford the bank account. Now, mind you, Uncle Clifford them made a bunch of money the night before, right? Bitch, that account is in the negative. Guess who took the money from him? You guessed it. That old raggedy heifer, Haley. Because now, earlier in the episode, when Uncle Clifford paid her that $250K, she wanted a little bit more money on top of that. She basically wanted interest on it. I was like, I don't know why Uncle Clifford didn't think about it. I'm like, Uncle Clifford, think back to what that bitch was doing in season 1. She was going to them different little check cashing places, getting all that money. Why didn't you think that she wouldn't do it to you? Like, you should have well, damn, I don't know. You should have took her name off of the account. You should have changed the pin on the account. You should have did something. But she got Uncle Clifford for her money. And Big L was like, remember them drugs that you don't want to deal with? Well, you're going to need it right now. So then we see Uncle Clifford, she go outside and she dancing. I'm like, my bitch is high, ain't she? I'm like, I think my bitch is high. And then at one point, she was dancing, so she felt some arms come around her. I was like, oh, she is really high. And she turns around, and it is Lil Murder. And Lil Murder said, "You not dreaming." I was like, oh my God. You guys, I was so happy to see this. And then when they kissed, I felt so elated. I was like, oh my God, Murder is out. He don't care. Oh my God. I was happy. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But you guys, I really do feel like going into season 3 that something bad is going to happen. It's just still in the back of my brain that something bad is going to happen. Because I feel like this is too perfect. This is way too perfect, right? This is what a lot of us wanted, was for Uncle Clifford and Murder to be in a relationship, be happy, and be open with each other, right? But I just feel like in the back of my mind, something bad is going to happen. And I feel like something bad is going to happen with Maine. I just still have a bad feeling about Maine. Something going to happen. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. And then you guys, to end the season, that bitch Big Bone, that hoe gotta go. So Diamond went to his car, right? Diamond opened up the trunk because Diamond, remember, Keyshawn called him, asked him take out Derek, right? So that's what he getting ready to do. So then somebody come up behind him and started beating him up and stabbed him. Ha! That was my face when it happened. Ha! Diamond, not Diamond. Don't kill Diamond. Whatever you do, don't kill Diamond. So Diamond fighting back, right? Then they put a gag in his mouth and they tied Diamond up. I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, please help me, Jesus. What is going on? So then they throw Diamond in the trunk. Then this guy got the gun on him. I was like, oh no, not Diamond, babe. No, not Diamond. Don't do this to me. Katori girl, not the last few minutes. I was just like, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me, please. For the love of God, don't do this to me. And they were like, nah, nigga, this would be too easy. And then this big bone bitch gonna sit here and say, yeah, this the nigga that took out our lieutenant. Your lieutenant? Now, what the fuck was Montavious? Like, y'all part of some kind of militia or some shit? Your lieutenant? Oh, big bone, bitch, square up, hoe. That's all I gotta say to you, bitch. Square the fuck up, cause we fucking you up. We coming down to the pink. We driving to Chuckalisa to fuck you up, bitch. So you and that bitch Derek better know how to bob and weave, hoe. You better know how to. Cause bitch, you catching a fade. You catching a motherfucking fade, bitch. You catching a fade, hoe. I just want you to know that. This hand is strong. It hurt. I ain't slapped a bitch in 2 weeks, ho. And that slap a bitch hand is ready for your motherfucking ass, bitch. You and Derek. Whew. You and Derek gonna catch the fade. Period, bitch. Y'all catching the motherfucking fade, ho. But that's it, you guys. Overall, season two has had its ups and downs. It started kind of rocky in the beginning, but then it ended perfect. It ended well for me, you guys. I have to say, I have enjoyed season 2 of P-Valley. Definitely enjoyed it. I hope we get a season 3, you guys. I really pray we get a season 3. You guys, I'm kind of hoping. I try not to mention her name at all, but I'm gonna mention her name just this one time and this one time only, and I won't mention her ever again. I'm not gonna say her name. You guys know a certain singer from Brownstone that I don't see it for her ever in life. I don't see it for that heifer ever. NG is her initials. I'm hoping that, because you guys know she has a lawsuit against them saying that they stole from her. Now here's my thing with NG. Your thing is a stage play. This is a show. Like, I get it, you saying it, but that would be like you saying that the Players Club is a ripoff of your show, your stage play. I'm hoping one part of that is, I'm hoping that that's not a factor in why they haven't renewed it for a season 3. Because if it is, she can. Oh God, I just don't ever have to see it for that woman ever again in my life. She even mentioned me on Instagram recently, because I left a comment. I left a comment on a post, and she mentioned me. And I was like, girl, I am not gonna go back and forth with you. You are the last person I want to go back and forth with. Oh, but yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys thought about season 2 overall. Let me know what you guys thought about this season finale. And that's it, you guys. I will see you guys later, you guys. So Power Book 3, Raising Kanan is back, you guys. So I gotta review that, and it'll be up for you guys rather soon. It'll be good. I don't know which one's going to go up first. I feel like we'll put P-Valley up first and then Raising Kanan, or it might be Raising Kanan first and then P-Valley. But whichever one, you'll see it. But I'll see you guys later on. I know for sure you guys will see me later on for Real Housewives of Atlanta and Married to Medicine, you guys. And with that, you guys, stay safe out there, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, you guys. Wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.